Alright, so let's go and take and create this mean and range control chart in Tableau. Now the problem with Tableau is we're going to need to put together a new sheet so we can import the data in, because Tableau likes everything in columns. So all I want to do is I'm going to make a new tab here. We'll rename this. We'll call this Tableau. And then what I want to bring over is I want the sample number. So come over here, we'll grab that one there. I am also going to want the averages. So we will grab that there. And then I want to get the ranges. And then I'm just going to drag these down and it will pull it right from the other sheet. And once again, I want to do it like this so that way if I import it again into Tableau, it'll all automatically change. And actually, let's go and I'm going to get rid of the minutes on both of these. I've got them in the same cell now. We can go and just merge and center and go in minutes. So that way we know what the units are. Okay, so I've got this in Tableau. Let's also grab, for reference, let's do the upper control limit of x, the lower control limit of x, and then the upper control limit of the range. And then I know the one below it's the lower control limit of the range. And I think if I just go one over here, it'll pick some up, right? Yeah. Now I can't import this into Tableau like this. I just copied them. I did the equals to put it in an easier way to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to go paste special and use transpose. Oh, and because we've got the references in there, that's not going to work. Okay, so I could do it in a couple other ways, and what I'll just end up doing is let's just move. I'm going to move the cells around. So there's my upper control limit. There's my lower control limit. And this isn't so bad just because this is only a few values. If it was a lot, I would probably copy, paste as values, and then copy and paste, copy and transpose. Okay, so I have those in that list there, so I know what the values are now. Tableau will be able to read this. So what I'm going to do is I am going to File, I'm going to Save As, I'm going to just drop it somewhere on my computer, and so I'm just going to do Tab for Tableau, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to open up Tableau. So I need to open a file, so we're going to go Microsoft Excel, and I'm going to come here, and that's not what we're looking for, so we're going to go into Chapter. Right here is my Tableau file that I just made. I'm going to open that up, and as we can see, these are the different cells that they've got. I want to grab the Tableau tab. We'll drag the tab here. And there we go. So it brings in all of my values, a bunch of nulls here, but these are just kind of in there for reference. Alright then, so now we want to go and actually start creating our controls. So we'll go to sheet 1. And so what I will pick is, I'm going to pick sample, and I am going to pick call time in minutes. Oh, I changed call time to average, so average and sample. Hit control, show me, and I just want to start with a scatter plot. Okay, and it drops it in, so here's our average, here's our sample number. Why does it do this? Because we have to remember that it likes to aggregate everything by default, so we'll unclick the aggregate, and there we go. And so now we have our values here. And so let's go over here and we'll rename this one. Instead of average, we'll have it in call time, because that is what it is. Call time and sample number, both good. And so here are our different little samples. Now we need to put our upper and lower control limit lines in there. So let's go up here and we'll title this. It's going to be on sheet name, so we'll come down here, right click, rename the sheet to mean control. I can just spell it right, and that will update the title up here. So we are in a good spot. And so now I want to add my average upper and lower control limit line. So let's go over here to analytics. The first one we'll do is we will do a average. So we'll just grab the average line, we'll drag it over, and so we've got table plain cell. We're just dealing table, which would be everything, so we'll deal that. So I want the average on the call time, and I drop it in there, and there we go. So that shows me my average. That one's easy. So now I want to do my upper and lower control limit, so I'm going to grab a reference line. I'm going to grab that, drag that in. I want that on the call time also. And so now we bring up our little box here. We've got a bunch of different stuff. So for value, we are going to go to create a new parameter. And so under this, we want to go to current value. We want to list the available values. And then we're going to add a value. So click, add values from. And so this is going to be our upper control limit in the X. So we'll hit upper control limit X. It adds the value there. We hit OK. And then it comes in as parameter 1. Now I do want to rename that. And so we can go back to data, parameter 1. And we will hit edit. And we're going to rename that. Instead of being parameter 1, this will be upper control limit. Okay, and so there's upper control limit. Or if we want to make that a little bit shorter, we can just go upper control limit X for our mean. Well, let's do the same thing for the lower. Go back into analytics, grab reference line. We want that on call time. We are going to go to create new parameter. We're going to go to our list, add values from the lower control limit on the X, which is the current value of 2.7, and we will rename that lower control limit X. Hit OK, and so there we go. There is our mean control chart in Tableau. Alright, so the next thing that we want to do is we want to do our range control chart. And so we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to go here, we'll add a new one here. We will rename it range control. And then I want to grab my range and my sample. It suggests a scatter plot, which is what I want. Once again, it automatically aggregates. So get rid of the aggregation. And so here we go. And our range control. There's our range control data. Now let's go and do our lines. So average line through the range drops in my average, and then reference line, range, first one. We'll go here, create new parameter, list the values. We are going to give it the upper control limit for range. We're going to rename it upper control limit range. Hit OK. Hit OK again, so that drops in our upper control limit. And then one more reference line. We're going to go here, value, create new parameter. And then lower control limit range. And we'll give the value of a lower control limit range. Get rid of that one, just to make sure that, there we go. Hit OK. Hit OK, and so there we are. We've got our lower control limit, we have our upper control limit, and there is our control charts. Now, of course, we can play around with this if we want to edit the axis, and we can change fixed start of 1, fixed end of 5, and then call it done, and so that gives us a similar chart to what we had with the other one. Of course, going from 1 to 5, we kind of cut off those little, our little markers there because of the way Tableau does stuff. And so, actually, we can just leave it like it is. Come here, clear axis range, and sets it back to where we are. Alright, so that is our range control chart and our mean control chart put together inside of Tableau. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.